Hello again, everyone. This is Gilmer, and this is my latest episode of Pacific War. I am playing the Americans, of course. Excuse me, I almost had a cough there. And I am fighting against the Japanese, of course. So I am almost ready to run a turn, but I wanted to do one last thing before I ran or executed a turn. And another thing I wanted to mention is this game is a we go game where everybody plots their moves and then everybody moves at the same time. So the Japanese are plotting their moves at the very same time I'm plotting mine, basically. I mean, not really. The AI has to, you have to give it over to the AI and let them think. But then when the turn starts executing, everybody moves at the same time. So that is something to look out for. And the last thing I wanted to do before I executed this turn is just to kind of reiterate one thing that I wanted to, or I had pointed out before. Now, some of you might say, hey, I want to move some troops around, but I have my troop transports way over here, way over in, let's say, Broome or something. And it's going to take 2 or 3 turns to get my APs to Pearl Harbor. Well, there is a way to get around this, and I actually showed you how to do this in one of my earlier episodes, and that was when I was trying to evacuate troops from the Philippines. How you get around that and get your troop transports to the troops that you want to move if you don't have any import. We actually do have some import, though. We have one, and that's it. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to activate both of these and then activate both of these, and then I'm going to use the get transport command, and it didn't work because there aren't any available, obviously. So I am not going to get the troop transports that I was looking for. So that was one of the things that I wanted to do before I executed the turn. Another thing I wanted to do is I am going to create a transport, and I'm going to put just a few ships in it, and I'll put this Henderson in it. And then I'm going to load these CBs, and as you might have noticed, it said 92%, so I'm going to divide the CBs and then load combat forces. And now it's at 185, and I want to transport port. I need some, damn, the cargo's not very good there. Okay, well, we're going to just accept it as it is. And I'm going to actually move to Christmas Island for now. And what I'm doing here is I'm moving these engineers to Christmas Island, and the engineers are going to get supplied up, hopefully, and the engineers are going to actually build Christmas Island up, their airfield up, and their port up, and give me a better chance of moving, or make it more efficient for me to move air wings from base to base with my airplanes. So I guess it's time to actually execute a turn. So let's go. I'm going to actually save it before I execute a turn, and then I'm going to end the turn, and then I hope it will keep on recording. As you can see, the Japanese are still attacking in places. They just took Kuala Lumpur. Let's see, what else? They're taking Bangkok. Yep, that's Bangkok, I believe. Hong Kong, not yet. And now they're going to check. TF check, fuel check. I don't know what's going on here. It just keeps going back and forth. Okay, here we go. Okay, so now they're running the airplane programs. We're getting bombed in Hong Kong. We're getting bombed in wherever that is. Somewhere in China. Singapore's getting bombed. Hetra is getting bombed. So now they're about to unload some troops in Samar, and we don't defend that. Jeez, what is wrong with my voice today? I can't get anything out. So that's Kuching, and we just lost that base as well. And Kavieng, we're going to lose it. What's next? Broome. Oh, see, all of my ships that I set to go to Broome made it there without being attacked. So Nauru Island captured. San Francisco Gazmata. They're going to capture that. And there's Perth. See, that's that destroyer that was coming from Hong Kong. Yeah, I knew he wasn't going to survive. Tarakan, they're going to take that. Mindoro, they're going to take that. Let's see. Okay, so now the naval movements phase is over, and they're going back to the second air phase. Yep. As you can see, the Japanese have their pretty much anything they wanted to do in the first few weeks of this war, they were able to do. We couldn't stop them from anything. We still have some troops in a bad place. Yep. We just lost some Philippine troops. We'll probably lose Hong Kong next turn. And so we lost 2 ships. They lost 0. And that's because we didn't attack them or do anything actually at this point. See, I did have a submarine. Couple of submarine attacks. There we go. If you remember, that's where I put my submarine. I got 1 kill, but that's actually not too bad in 41. The armor submarines start doing really a lot better, and it won't be a transports or convoy turn. Not sure what this is. I think this is where it hit the board a little bit. And now it's going to do my routine supply. Yep. And we use 43 cargo ships. So now it's my turn again. See, this game goes pretty quickly. It really does. After the first turn, things start going pretty quickly. Actually, that's the Saratoga. We're going to bring him to Christmas Island. Oh, and here is not Christmas Island, Johnston Island. This is Christmas Island. So now I have the CBs set up in Christmas Island, and they have a little bit of supplies, so they're going to start building up the airfield and the port. What else? As you can see, they've taken Gazmata, which means that the next turn they're going to be probably taking Rabaul. Truck is already in their hands, and they're just going to keep going until we stop them, basically. And I don't see any APs that I could use. There's one AP. There's an AP. Let's make sure we get them where we want them. And yeah, set base. Yep. Let's see if we have any troops we can put on them. And the reason I think I mentioned this before, but the reason I'm marching these guys is because I don't have enough troop transports to really load any of these guys up yet. So I'm basically marching them as close as possible to Port Moresby, and that's when I will start bringing them over. I'm a little afraid of that guy being there. And most of my ships I set to go to Broome, but they seem to have not gotten there. Oh. Let's split these up and have 2 and 2. And we will create a troop transport. And then we will move them around this way. And so let's see. Yep, Townsville, Rockhampton. So we're going to load our combat forces. And then we're going to bring them here. Actually, let's see if we can't load some supply. That's not what I wanted. Supply. Nope, no room for supply. Well, we can use some of those guys, I guess. We're going to add some cargo ships to this task force, and then we're going to load some supply. And that way we will get some supply to the mainland. I know they probably got some already, but that's an APD. APDs are okay, but they're really not too helpful. And let's see. We have 2 aircraft carrier divisions there. Okay, so we can look at Admiral Halsey. See how his naval is a 7, his air is a 7, his land is a 1, and his aggressiveness is 9. He is a very aggressive commander, so we're going to keep him. And then we're going to do what I said before. I'm going to transfer. I've got the task force I wanted selected, and I'm going to transfer from one task force to another. Actually, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that because, yep, the ship with a asterisk here is the command ship or the flagship of this task force, so I can't transfer it out of here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to disband that task force, and then wait a minute, let's make sure. Okay, yep, I'm on air, and I'm going to go and see what that gives us. So now I have a task force with 2 aircraft carriers. Everybody's actually, see how it says flagship? Because that's the flagship, the one with asterisk. Let's see if we can change these to F4Fs. Yes, we can. So the F2A is not as good as the F4F. Just take my word for it. I'm not going to change them back to show you, but they're better than the F2A. The F4F, I think, stayed the staple fighter by developing the F6F, which is the Hellcat. So What do we have? We don't have anything there. Don't have anything. Do we have any ships? Nope. So let's just cycle through task forces. There's one. He's just one click away from that port. Oh. We want to use him. And I'll talk a little bit about these preparation points. The preparation points are something that is pretty prevalent of Gary Grigsby's games. If your headquarters has 0 prep points, you'll lose all sorts of readiness in every single unit. Your air wings, your land units, and your air force. If you move an air force or an air wing and the base and the HQ has 0 prep points, all of your aircraft will get damaged. And if you move, actually I just did that, didn't I? Yes, I did. I just marched these land units, and I marched them from one base to another under the same HQ, and it has 0 prep points. And look at their readiness, 27, 27, and 13. If it had prep points enough for these guys to move, and I think it takes 2 or 3 points for you to move an infantry division, their readiness would have been at probably 50. But because they had no prep points, I lost a lot of readiness marching them from one base to another under this HQ, the CMF. So that's another thing to think about before you do it. Because let's say this is a Japanese base and I move some troops into it. If I move it from a base with 0 prep points, my troops are going to be in a very disadvantaged troops because my readiness will be literally 0. So what you would want to do is, if you know that you're going to move troops, and let's see what the march way is. Okay, if I would be attacking from there, not there, but if I had troops in this and I was going to move them into this base to attack it, I would change that HQ to an HQ that has prep points so that I wouldn't lose so much readiness, and I would be able to go in there with as much advantage as I could. You're still at some disadvantage because you do lose readiness no matter what when you march your troops, but you don't lose as much. Okay, let's see. I really don't like those ships being there, so I might move them. Cargo, no, port, and let's move them out there. And I'm going to do my little trick there where the destination and the base are right almost next to each other, and hopefully that'll keep any enemy planes from attacking. So let's see, what do I have here? And for some reason, oh, I know why. The one transport ship I used to move the CBs down to Christmas Island. So let's move it back up. Let's take a look at airfield. Still got that. That guy's, there's nobody there. Nobody there. Nobody there. Let's see what the port looks like. Port. 2 APDs. Not really much going on. What is this guy doing? Okay. Oops. Now, see, we got some damaged guys out of there. Shit. I don't like the look of that at all. I've gotten those troops. I was able to get those Philippine troops, the USA Philippine troops out of there, but I'm a little worried at where they are. Let's see. Oh, let's if you're on a base but you see a task force, you can press G and it'll go to the task force. And so let's move them out. I remember actually something I forgot to do on my first turn, and that is this port. Well, or this port, or there used to be a lot of ships there. Port, no, port, no. There's my troops. Well, that's from Singapore. And then these guys I've already looked at, but that's weird. Where this is one thing. If you want to find a ship, you can do this. Find ships, AP, because I'm looking for. I don't know which ones it was, but it's one of these. I know that's that one. So that's not who I'm looking for. AP 58. That's the one that has the 8th Infantry Division in it from Australia. So AP. Let's try that. Here we go. Yep, there they are, right there. What does it say? Broome and Darwin. Okay, so they're kind of hiding in there. If you click map, you'll see them. Yeah, sometimes they do that. So, yeah, it's a good thing we got them out of there. We didn't take any damage, hopefully, and we won't take any more damage. Let's see. Is there anything else I can do? What's going on here? Nothing. Just one guy. What's the airfield look like? Okay, we emptied the airfield. Okay, that guy was at 99%. Wow. He really lost a lot of readiness. I guess you do lose a lot of readiness no matter what. I was thinking it would be around 50. Let's see. Port. Nope. Port. Nope. So, what else? Let's see if we can't see how I still have the 2nd battalion or whatever of the CB engineers still here. Let's see if we can't. And we'll get more APs. It's just that you don't get a lot of them. But I did get some there. When I did it, I thought I did. What did I get? Sometimes when you click get transports, I think you get cargo ships instead. And that's what I got. So not much to do in this turn, actually. I'm still just getting my troops pretty much into place. I'm going to change that HQ. It's HQ. Change base, and I'm going to put it. I'm not going to do that one. The 4th Army. Let's do Central Pacific. And so now he's got 108. This HQ is being commanded by Admiral Theobald and Brigadier General F. Butler. So hopefully we will have some troops there to fortify that up. As you can see, my P40s are looking a little ragged there, so I think I'm gonna just oh, see, let me change this HQ. Change base. We'll put it at, and then we're gonna do air transfer. I don't like those Hawks or any of the others. HQ, no, that's not what I want. HQ change base. We're going to put them with Central Pacific as well. And then I'm going to air transfer. We'll take those Martins and we'll take that second P40, and then we're going to put these guys on training, and hopefully they'll get supplied up as well. So really kind of not much to do on this term, but there's going to be plenty to do before it's over. I guarantee you that. See, it's still 41. Where's the yep, see, 12, 21, 41. 42 is when I start getting all my land combat units, and the very beginning of 42 is when I start getting it, except that aircraft carrier is going to come in at, I think, the Wasp at April 1st. So I'm going to save this turn, and I'm going to call it a night here. It's been a long week, to be honest with you, and I hope that was recording the whole time I was talking. But what I was saying was, it seems pretty boring at the beginning, and it's probably like most games. It is kind of boring at the beginning, not much going on from our side. The Japanese are taking everything, but it will start. Things will start heating up pretty quickly, especially in 42. I'll have my 3 aircraft carriers and 1 task force, and I'll take them down to the Solomon Islands and start training the troops up by attacking isolated bases, so I can get my my experience level up into the 90s for everybody. And then after I can do that, I can really start going after them and attacking islands. So anyway, I hope you're with me. I hope you enjoying this, and let me know in the comment section if you are enjoying it and if you have any suggestions, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.